My grandmother was an expert in fostering reflection. And because she was the daughter of enslaved people, she understood the power of narrative. Her father would talk to her every day about what he went through as an enslaved person. And she had these various strategies and tactics for getting me to understand things. One of the things she did when I was younger, she said, "We're gonna go to Bowling Green, Virginia. You should bring your best suit." We got down there, it was the middle of the summer, hot day. We start walking down this dirt road. I said, "Mama, where are we going?" She said, "Don't worry." We got to this field, and there was a shack in the middle of the field. She said, "We're gonna go inside this shack, and when we go inside this shack, you're gonna hear something." I said, "Okay." I was standing in there, and I couldn't hear anything. And then I noticed that my grandmother was crying. I'd never seen her cry before. And when she started crying, I started crying. She squeezed my hand, and she said, "Stop crying." I said, "But I didn't hear anything." She said, "Yes, you did." I said, "No, Mama, I didn't hear anything." She said, "Yes, you did." I moved to Montgomery in part because that's where the courts were. At the time when I moved here, I didn't know about the history of the slave trade. This was a community shaped by slavery. And when I started realizing that, things began to change. I'll sometimes walk down to the river, which was a portal for the domestic slave trade. And I was sitting down there one day thinking about my grandmother. That shack was the slave cabin where her father was born. And all of a sudden, sitting there, it felt like I could hear the sounds of enslaved people coming into that river. And I understood what my grandmother was teaching me. I can hear it. When I go into jails and prisons, there's a sound. And it's a sound of suffering. It's the sound of agony. It's the sound of misery. And when you hear that misery, when you understand that, it will push you to do things that you won't otherwise be able to do. There's a history of untold cruelty that hides in silence in this country. And I think there are things we can hear in these spaces that can motivate us.